So grade 5, here is video 4 part 2. This work is for 7th April 2020. This is a table in which there are some definitions. So I will explain one by one to you. So first of all, we have intervals. So basically intervals means finding the distance between two objects. Whenever you need to find distance between objects, then you can call it as interval, that you are finding the intervals, okay? And likewise time intervals. Time intervals, it means a clock break times down into second, minutes and hours. So duration between these timing is called time intervals. For example, to finding the distance between minutes to second, minutes to hour, we can say it as time interval. After that, unit of time. Basically, there is one unit of time. The system international unit of time is second. Why? Because the second have a fixed value. It cannot be converted. For example, if you have 30 minutes and someone want to ask that minutes into second, so you need to convert these minutes to second. But when you talk about second, they said that it is the tiniest in the clock. So for seconds, there is no need to do the calculation. So for second, the value has a fixed amount. So the system international or SI unit of time is second. And what about the rest? The other unit of time come in this equivalent units of time. When we are talking about equivalent unit of times, it means minutes and hours. But when we are talking about the system international unit of time, that is second, because it has a fixed value. After this timetables means a detailed list of your activities with all the times, as we have discussed in the last video. Okay, so now here is chapter 7th April 2020, textbook 138. This is the textbook page. You have to open it. Here you have to, they said in this page that you have to mark that how much you know about 12-hour format clock and 24-hour format clock. You can convert 12 hours clock to 24-hour notation. Like if you have 4 p.m., can you write this in 24-hour notation? And each and everything in this chapter, if you know it correctly, then you have to make it. Then you have to mark it according to that. After this, see the blocks. They said you have to mention there a picture. You can draw a picture or you can write anything what you know about this topic, like analog time, clock times. What you know about analog clock times? You can draw an analog clock here also to show this one analog clock. You can draw here to show that you understand this analog clock. 12-hour clock times, it means analog clock you can draw, because in an analog clock we have 12-hour times. Time intervals. What about time intervals? What are times intervals? You can write whatever you know, and you can draw also. Unit of time. What are the unit of time? You have to write here unit of time and equivalent unit of time different. After that, timetable. You can draw a tiny timetable, or you can draw you can write anything to show that you know this from this chapter. So this is the end of the chapter number 8. I hope you understand this chapter. You have to practice well, because you know practice makes a man or woman perfect. So you have to practice well for this chapter. After that, let's start the next chapter for 8th April 2020. For today's, you have to practice this as your homework also. So now for 8th April 2020, I am going to start this chapter number 9, parameter and area. So let's come. Let me teach you what is parameter first, then I will come towards the area. So here we have another objective, that after this video you are also able to know about area and parameter. This is a grid. Here you can see too many squares, and you know what? One square, two square, and each square is 1 centimeter. Okay, one square is always 1 centimeter here. So there are too many squares. Okay, so what you have to do now, for parameter, we need to find the distance a shape covered. For example, this is my shape. This is a rectangular shape, rectangle. So my parameter, how I can find it? To find the distance around the outside of the shape. So parameter is basically called the distance around the shape. For example, we need to find the distance from this side to this side, and then we need to find the distance from this side to this side. After that, from this side to this side, and the last this side. So first of all, we need to find the distance around the shape. Like, we can find the distance or length of a shape by counting the squares also. For example, this one, if I will start counting from this side, this is 1 square, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. It means this length is 8 centimeter. Okay, so it means this length is 8 centimeter. If I will count this length side, it is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It means it is 6 centimeter. Likewise, if I have to count the distance from this side to this side, it is 8 centimeter, and same like this 6 centimeter. So we can count the length by using this squares also. Okay, so 1 centimeter, 2 centimeter, 3 centimeter, and each square is 1 centimeter. Okay, so for finding the distance, what I am doing it, I am basically adding my squares. 1 centimeter plus 1 centimeter, 2 centimeter, 3, 4, 5. So this I can find the length of each side of the shape. Okay, so I get it, each side length. After that, what I have to do? After doing this procedure, finding the length of each side of my shape, I need to add these lengths also to find the final answer. My first length is 8 centimeter. I will add here. Then I will plus it 6 centimeter. Then I will plus 8 centimeter, and then the last 6 centimeter. So when I will plus it, it will become 28 centimeter. So my parameter is 28 centimeter. So basically parameter is to finding the distance around the outside of the shape. Around the outside of the shape to finding the distance. And you know what? Sometimes we need to find the parameter without using the grid method. See, there is no grid here. There is no squares grid here. So how we can find that parameter then? So for this we can use our ruler. We can mark the length of that object or shape by using a ruler. We can take a ruler and we can measure the length of this side, 3 centimeter. Then we can measure the length of this side, or like this length we need to measure it with the ruler, and then with the ruler, then with the ruler. And after writing all the lengths by measuring with the ruler, for example, I will take my ruler, I will start counting. I will put my ruler at 0 here, and then I will check how much the length of that line is. And after checking all the length of the line, what I need to do? I need to plus all the values. 5 plus 7 plus 3 plus 7. When I am done with that, then I got the answer of the parameter. So parameter is basically to finding the distance around the object by adding. The formula of parameter is to add all the sides length. Okay, so I will take it as, I will say it as a parameter. Let's come towards area. So we all know for parameter we need to do addition of the length of that object. For area we need to multiply the, not addition. For area we need to multiply, and we need to find the space between the object. For parameters we are counting the length of the sides of the shape. But for area, we need to see how much space inside it. For finding the space, we can also count the squares when we are using the grid method. For example, if I will start counting the grid of the squares, then it will be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. It means it is the area of the shape is 18 centimeters square. Why I write 18 centimeters square? This because for area my unit is square. For parameter, centimeter only. But for area we need to write centimeter square also. Okay. So what about the area for this one? Counting each square can take a long time. Does anyone know a quicker way? What I have to do, instead of counting one by one like squares, I have to count the number of rows and the number of columns. See, this is 1 row, 2nd row, 3 row, 4 row, 5 row and 6 row. So in this object, in this shape, there are 6 rows. And what about the columns? How many columns are there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. It means 6 rows and 8 columns. So 6 rows and 8 columns I can take it as. So it will be 6 multiplied by 8 is 48. 6 times 8, 48. Or you can say it as also, you can count the squares also. Like they said that one row has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. One row has 8 boxes or squares. So we can say it as 6 rows and 8 squares each. We can also say it as 6 rows and columns. It's up to you that what method you want to adapt or take. Then after this we have to multiply. Same like this, if I will start counting number of rows and number of columns. Number of rows how much? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And here number of columns 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 5 into 6. So it will be 30. So what about this one? Tell me the answer for this one. 1. First of all, let's count the number of rows. 1, 2. And what about the columns? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. It means 11 columns and 2 rows. Then how much it will be? 2 multiplied by 11 equal to 22. And centimeter square, because this is a unit of the area. Now here they said we can work out the area of a rectangle without a grid also. If there is no grid, then how we can measure the area? What I can do, I have to find the length of the side. Then I have to find the width of the side. After that we have to multiply. Okay? First of all, if there is no grid inside it, what I will do, I have to count how much length. By using a ruler, I can measure the length of that object, and also the width, how much the height or width, then how much length. After that we need to multiply. For example, see the first one, the height is 9 centimeter and the width is, the length is 4 centimeter. For finding the area, I have to multiply 4 times 9. 4 times 9 or 9 times 4. It will be 36. So my answer is 36. And centimeter to centimeter I have to multiply also. Because this is 1 centimeter and this is 2 centimeter. So I can say it as there are 2 centimeter. So I can write it as centimeter square. Like this. Centimeter square. It means square means there are 2 centimeters. So 36, 4 times 9, 36.